yeah, in between walking around the area or whatever, I'd just be hanging out. Like, I felt safe there because it was where I was from. Like, obviously I was born there, so I would just do my thing, innit? So when Peterann started to notice that I was comfortable and happy walking around Brixton by myself, she would be like, oh, on a Saturday, like basically on a Saturday in the morning, I used to have a scholarship. So I had a drama school scholarship with, what's that private school in Dulwich called? Something Allen, anyway. One of those private schools. So I had a scholarship on a Saturday morning. So where I used to go there, I used to travel from Streatham to Dulwich by myself in the morning. Maybe like afterwards, I'd be like, oh, I'm close to Brixton. Let me go see my dad, or let me go see my granddad. So like now Peterann's like, okay, well, since you're independent and you go around on your own, basically don't come home after your scholarship thing. Go and see your granddad. Go and spend the night there by yourself. Go and do that. You're good. Like, don't come home, whatever you do. As I said, growing up, she would always try to palm me off somewhere, leave me somewhere. She's like, yeah, just go and stay there, and you're good. So for a couple of weekends, from the age of like 12 to 13, I went to his house. My dad, I never really spent the night at my dad's house because we were told like it wasn't safe. Lies again. So she would say, you can go and see your dad, but just don't try and spend the night there. If he asks you to spend the night, leave, and you can spend the night at your granddad's. So that's what I used to do. So Peterann's dad used to always take me in, like, he would give me his room. And like I said, he wasn't like weird with me or anything. Maybe one or two occasions where he was weird, but we'll talk about that in a separate video. But to me, he was a decent person. He would cook me breakfast. Like, I'd get a little egg, a little chips, a little plantain. I felt okay in it. I was getting there. I was getting some kind of life. So that went on for about a year. Every now and again, I'll go and see my dad, go and see my granddad. Good. Then this girl, Izzara, rocks up now. She's turned 16. So she started coming to see her dad independently now, just similar to me, but she's older than me. So I'm 13, she's 16. So what does that make us have, like, give or take a few months? We have like 3 or 4 years in between us, okay? So then when I'm going to the granddad's house now, and I'm calling him the granddad, comes, I don't know if I'm related to them, and I'm switching it now. The granddad, okay? I'm going to his house, spending the night in the room. She rocks up. She starts spending the night there. So at first she's a bit friendly with me. Yeah, like she's not friendly. Like she's like, I'm your aunt. So your mum is my sister, but she's my half sister. This is her explanation of how she treats me and why she's like this with me or whatever. So we're not really related. That's how she would describe it. She'd be like, we're not really related, but we are, because I'm related. Like, she would just make up some weird little stories. So anyway, we hung out together for like a good year and a piece, like straight, just me and her vibing on the weekends. This would consist of like walking around the area, going to the shops together, sleeping in the same room, having little chats. But we never really got that deep. Like, you could see that she had a little something against me, but I'm 13 years old. I'm not sensing it. I'm not knowing what's going on. I just think that I keep thinking back to when Peterann's like, oh, she's a bit horrible to everyone. So she's a bit horrible to me, but I'm like, okay. You're just mean, and you're from East London. She's like, I'm South. I'm from South. She's from East. I'm like, okay. I like East London girls, don't get me wrong, but they have their own little way. So I'm thinking, oh, you just got your own little thing going on. Anyway, she's got an older sister who is called Aisha. They're the two that grew up together in East London. Peterann's from East London, but Peterann moved to Brixton. So basically, they do this back and forth between East London, Romford, Leytonstone, Brixton. But Aisha keeps herself to herself. Aisha's off to her own thing. Aisha doesn't really come and see the dad. She comes to see them occasionally. She doesn't talk to me on the phone. She doesn't care about me. But she's supposed to be my aunt. So when there are family parties, like, I'm like, oh yeah, my aunt's like, oh, this is great. But they don't give a shit about me. But I'm not knowing why. Anyway. So Izzara starts being weird with me now, because now I'm thinking, what's going on with Izzara? Like, she's going off now to do things with other people that we've kind of both made friends with around the area. But obviously everyone's older than me. So on a weekend or in an evening, she will be like, yeah, you can't really come to this because this is like for older kids, isn't it? So either stay at granddad's by yourself or don't come round, because there might not be anyone to like say. She'll say something like, or there might not be anyone to let you in the house, or she'll just make up stuff. So basically, this is my safe haven now. I'm not at Peteranns' house on the weekend. I'm technically trying to leave Peteranns' house because obviously I've been unsafe there. Peteranns has currently got 2 paedophiles living in her house, 2 completely different paedophiles who are friends with the Earl character, okay? So she's moved his friends into the house. They obviously keep trying to, like, you know, attack me. I'm obviously, on the weekends, I'm in the house a lot. I'm scared. I'm trying to get out of the house. I'm trying to stay away from them. Trying to get back in with my dad. Trying to get in with Peteranns' dad. Just trying to move anywhere. So now she's like, I'm getting to like 14 and a half, let's say. And she's got her first boyfriend, let's say. Like, I think this was the first time that she basically tried to get me out of the place. So I wouldn't like come there every weekend, as I said. I would just hang out there once in a while. So now I've probably not been there for a couple of weekends. I'm trying to come back now. She's got a boyfriend. Her boyfriend's in the room. I can't be in the room. I'm sitting with my granddad in the living room. I can't stay over. So now I'm going home in the middle of the night by myself. And then it just gets awkward because I'm like, why do I keep coming down there? And Izzara's like basically trying to isolate me from everyone. She's making friends. She's living there in the week now. She started moving in. She started spending a week at a time. So now this is basically her room. Whereas it was kind of like my room, she's now made it her room, because now all the aunts and all the people who don't live in the house but are related are talking. So I'm getting in conversations with Peteranns and her sister Maisie, and they're like, well, it seems like she's trying to move in his house. It seems like she's trying to move into our dad's house. It seems like she's trying to make everyone feel uncomfortable to come there because she lives there now, etc., etc. So all these conversations are happening. Everyone talks about everyone behind their back, and I'm overhearing things thinking, she is a bit off with me when I go around there. She is probably trying to make me not feel safe to go around there, but I was going to move in there, so it's kind of weird that she's gone and done that. Anyway, one time now, boom, I think this is when she turned 16 properly. I don't know if she was like 15 and a bit, turning 16. By the time she's turned to a certain age, like 16, 17, and she's like, no, I live there now. And he's obviously agreed to give her the room because he's like that anyway. If you come to his house, he's very hosty. Like, he will let you stay in his room. He will let you have his drinks. He will make you feel comfortable. So now, boom, she's like, this is my room. I've moved my bags in here. The wardrobe is mine. So that first weekend when she's done that now, imagine me coming there thinking, oh yeah, I'm going to be safe to come and stay. It's, no, you can't even come in the room. You can't knock the door now, because if you knock the door, I may or may not let you in. Like, she's moving crazy now. And she stopped hanging out with me. She stopped communicating with me. So now I'm like, okay, this bitch didn't give a fuck about me. She doesn't care what I've been through or why I keep coming here and all of that. So that's that. Now she palms me off on someone else. She calls me one day and she's like, oh, I've got a friend who wants you to do their hair. Obviously, I used to have a job. So on the weekends, obviously, like, I wouldn't be available on a Saturday morning, let's say, because I wouldn't come and stay on a Friday night because I'd have to go to work. And I lived 5 minutes away from my job at this time. So I'm 15, I'm working. She's what, 17 going on 18. She's got a friend who wants their hair done. So I used to go to work and do hair. That's my jobs now. And then I'm like, who is it? And she's like, oh, don't worry, you'll see them when you come to the house. So you come to meet me and granddad. He's going to come into the house. You're going to do his hair there. And I'm like, cool, no problem. I'll come. How much is he paying me? Like a $5, a tenner. At that time, that's like money. Do you get what I mean? Even though that sounds stupid now. Why would I even leave my house to come and do that? But if I, like, at that time, I'm earning £5 an hour. So I'm thinking, well, I usually get hair done within an hour, innit? So an extra £5 an hour is actually a shout for me. Free bus pass, everything. So I'm good. I'm coming to make my £5, don't care. £5 plus, he's paying for you to get your cab home. I'm like, great, I'll be there. I walk around to the area. I get to outside my granddad's house. This guy comes outside of the shadows and is like, yeah, I'm the person who you're waiting for to do your hair. I'm like, okay. And can you knock the door, please? We're going to my granddad's house. Why are you talking to me? Like, we don't need to be talking. You're someone else's friend. He's like, no. I recognize him. Don't get me wrong. I know of this guy. He's a little bit older than me. Yeah, he's like 19 at the time. I'm 15. Bear this in mind. So I'm like, okay, can you knock my granddad's door? Bearing in mind, yeah, these people are a bit weird. Like, so I'm like, okay, can you just wait there? I'm calling my aunt. my aunt. He's got me cornered outside the yard. He's saying he doesn't want to come into Grandad's. Where are you? Oh, I'm nowhere near. I'm somewhere else. I had something to do. Yeah, you're cool. Just go with him. You're good. Okay. Cool. He lives 2 minutes away from my granddad's house. He lives round the corner. So I'm like, okay, fine. I'll come with you. I've been put in this position. It's the middle of the night. I finished work at 5, so this would have been like 6 o'clock. And I'm walking around the corner. He lives by himself. He lives by himself in a house. Luckily, I'm going to tell you straight, this boy was never indecent towards me. And I hung out with him for ages. I stayed in his house for like a year prior, like after this, okay? Okay, he was never weird towards me. Cool, like I'm fine with that. Like I don't have a problem with that. What I'm saying is, why would she leave me with this guy? Now, the reason why it's not good that she left me with this guy is because this person, unbeknownst to me, had a lot of rumors going around about him being a rapist. Like, people stopped me in the street. Do you know how I found out? I found out because I got stopped in the street by somebody. I was leaving his house one evening after doing his hair. And we'll talk about him another time, if I feel like it, because I just don't really feel like the mix up. But this part is very crucial because why have I left his house? Yeah, someone's grabbed me outside his house. Like, why'd you keep going? Why do I hear that you keep going in his house? I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm like, that's my friend. Like, that's my bestie. That's my twin. What's wrong with you? Have you not heard about him? She says. I'm like, heard what? What are you talking about? She's like, apparently he's done X, Y, and Z to girls. And I'm like, pardon? My mind starts going schizophrenic now. Like, I'm like, what the fuck? Why would my own flesh and blood leave me with someone who's got these type of rumors going around about them? Now, for me, I'm from the area where she's from. So these rumors come from a different estate in Brixton. So we know, yeah, that, okay, this may not be true. It may be exaggerated, and it may be because he's quite well known. Maybe it's just someone trying to ruin his name. But still, I don't care. Like, I don't care. Why would you not even say to me, look, if he's ever weird with you, just tell me or just leave straight away, call me. Like, no warnings, no nothing. You heard about this. You definitely heard about this. You're old enough. You're in the same age bracket as him. Like, if I'm living on the block here and I'm 19 and then there's a 15-year-old, my 15-year-old niece is being commissioned to do hair, because obviously by this time I've been in the newspaper, everyone knows me. So now someone's saying to me, I want your niece to do my hair. I would know what type of guy you are. Worst of all, I'm not leaving my niece with somebody and I don't know whether my niece is comfortable with anyway, from that, obviously, I started to like back away from him, started to come out of that, because I'm thinking, whether it's true or not, I'm not coming in and out of your house. Like, I'm your little sister. Yeah, I'm your little sis. I know all your girlfriends. Me and you are cool. Yeah, I'm not being seen coming out of your house and you've got this under your name. He doesn't even know that I know that about him. But I've seen him even recently and I'm just walking straight past you because I'm still getting told these stories up until a month ago. And we're talking 15, 20 years ago. I'm still having new people come to me and tell me they are the direct victims. I'm not talking to you. I don't want nothing to do with you. Because you could have come and told me that people say this about you. So therefore I don't trust neither you nor Izzara. Imagine, Izzara doesn't know this either. She doesn't know that I know that this guy has these rumours. But I just stopped going around all of them. I was just like, no, why would you put me in that position? I'm younger than all of you lot. That's so weird and that's so dangerous. Okay, anyway, moving on. She's cool. You know, me and her's kind of cool. We've seen each other at our family functions. Now, when I go to this house now, I do not go to talk to her. I go to talk to my granddad. Because bearing in mind, my granddad and me, even though things are not good in our family, so-called family, me and him are actually tight. Everybody said it. Everybody in the family is like, no, you and him actually get on. Like, you're his youngest. He calls me GD. I call him GD. Yeah, bear in mind, I had to ask somebody two weeks ago whether he's still alive or not, because I'm not even allowed to go in their house. Let me get to that. Yeah, I'm gonna skip because I might just do a part 2 on this. Like, I do have a meeting. I've got things to do. I don't want to sit here talking about this idiot gal. Anyway, I just feel like people might have questions, and I just feel like she's probably gone and spoken some things about me that she shouldn't say because they're not true. And I just would love for her to comment on this video or say something, because I'm calling her name directly. She had an opportunity to see me, and you know what? Let me not even start rambling. She's not gonna say nothing. Disgusting. Anyway, I've stopped talking to her. I've called off on her. When I see her coming in from work at Granddad's house now, I'll just be like, So now I'm leaving her to think she doesn't talk to me. These times I don't talk to you. You're weird. You're a weird girl. Anyway, now, obviously, we're reached to the point where I've stopped talking to him at around, what, 16-ish? Going on 17? But bearing in mind, it's a couple of years between that time that I end up getting pregnant. We've obviously, this is the gap. The gap is, where were your friends before? Where were your people? What was you doing with yourself before you got with Katie, who's the crazy person that threw you down the stairs? Like, these are the people that were around me that I no longer spoke to, because why have you lot got people talking shit about me in public and you lot don't say nothing? Anyway, fast forward to when I get kicked out and I get pregnant. Zara's all over me. She's all over me like a rash. All of a sudden, she's got time for me. She's coming around Casey's house. She wants a piece of this pie. She wants to sit down with me like we're Kiki and like we're sisters. Every now and again, she's coming around there. I'm sorry, I forgot. I brought this here to show you. This is the teddy bear she brought my daughter to the hospital the day she was born. Yeah? This bitch don't even have the decency to come up to me in the street and talk to me or greet me. Anyway, I'm fast forwarding, and then when I do the part 2, I'll put more detail in, right? Fast forward now, I got very sick when I got pregnant. Obviously, I nearly died. This all happened when I got kicked out. Then I had a birthday. I had was it my 18th? 19th birthday, sorry, let me remember properly. My 19th birthday, Izzara and her dad, which is my granddad, and a couple of other people came to the party. Obviously, Peteranns and her sons didn't turn up to my birthday that year that I put on in Saturday Bar, because they were not speaking to me because I was pregnant and they kicked me out. But obviously the granddad and Izzara came to show face. This is fast forwarding from a little, not a real relationship. Like, I'm busy, I'm at college, I'm at work, don't really speak to them, but they showed out for me on my 19th. I was like, cool. A couple weeks later, sorry, after the Saturday Bar birthday, I'm getting a call, hold on.